iPhone, iPad, iPod, MacBook, Apple Watch, Apple Pencil, Apple Pay. These are some of the products and inventions which we have seen from the successful company known as Apple. Apple has been owned by many, used by many and loved by many people. They are completely diverse from Android, its own system, its own design and its own line of products. Before I produced a video on Android, but today is a video about Apple. Today I'll be informing you guys of what Apple offers, its diversity and how they compete with Android. Hey guys, it's Sai back again from Tech Translated and welcome back to another video. One billion active iOS users. But how did Apple get so big despite being a sole provider? There were no other companies chipping in to use their software but on their own devices. You see, the thing is, Apple have brought much to the market themselves, and with every new product launch there's much for everyone else to learn. Many huge steps have been made, such as launching plus size models of their phone for people with big hands and also introducing wireless payments with your mobile phone. It sounds pretty cool, but it's the way it has to be developed and created so people actually use it, and in my opinion, Apple are good at doing that. On the 1st of April 1976, Apple was founded with Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak and their friend Ronald Wayne. They met through computer clubs and such, but they first began with the Apple I or Apple I, which was probably the early beginnings of a desk setup. It was a keyboard in the body of a typewriter, Apple computers engraved deeply at the top, and it could be hooked up to the early TV sets. Simple, but then they went on to do much more. However, Apple being Apple, they were incredibly overpriced even for that time, at $600 to $700 a piece. They began with a real struggle of companies demanding too less to buy the products and loans being rejected, but look where they are now. In the early beginnings they weren't screens, but let's move on to the 21st century. Screens came around and technology really surprised people. Android came later, but Apple began with the Mac OS and have come all the way to Mac OS X El Capitan that ran on their computers, but on their iPads, iPods and iPhones we saw iOS, which has now come all the way to iOS 9. Along the journey there have been some small and huge updates which people enjoyed. Apple have their own voice search engine called Siri. At times it can be more personal and clever than Google now, but Google beats them all. In iOS 9 we also see multitasking, which people wanted. Thankfully, unlike Android, there isn't much bloatware on iOS, but there is a bit. However, the more storage the better, but Apple's prices increased significantly for just a few more gigabytes of storage. Overall, Apple is a great company with some amazing ideas, but they simply don't seem to appeal or grow on me. I'm a fan of Android and probably always will be, but I've never said no to trying out Apple. The latest iPhone SE is said to be the most powerful compact or 4-inch phone, which I agree with. The powerful iPad Pro is another great device, but the Apple Pencil puts me off because of how it charges. Apple have been a bit silly with their ports and connectivity before, and probably will do in the future, but they are racing to be ultra portable and thin for some reason, which sometimes annoys me as they are having to sacrifice so much. The next iPhone 7 will probably be a beast of a phone, no doubt, but there have been many rumors of removing the headphone jack for it to become a slimmer device. Then Apple will probably charge 60 quid for wireless earphones if they aren't included in the box. So that concludes this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks a lot for watching. My name is Bisai. I'll catch you next time.